We recently took a trip to Las Vegas, and this video is to help give tips on places to eat, where you might want to stay, and a show that we loved. So stick around and subscribe if you find this video helpful and want to check out more of our travels. We stayed at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino, which was built in 1946, and it was also the first luxury hotel on the Strip. Our room was nice and spacious with a pretty good view. And I believe our room had been renovated. And I will say, another person in our group paid extra for a newly renovated room, and ours was actually even nicer. So I would not suggest paying the extra fee. Now let's go check out the pools and a few of the restaurants that are close by. The grounds were very well taken care of. And we'll come back to this restaurant here in a minute. There was a little bit of a walk to get to the pools. One thing to take note of is that the Flamingo does not require you to stay there to enjoy their pools. The main pool was a little bit crowded, nothing like the day before. And if you like the party scene and some pretty loud music, then that pool's for you. We decided to head on up to the family pool. And do know they will check your bags every time you go into either of the pools. So no food or drink allowed, and you do have to purchase theirs if you want any. These pools looked very inviting, but they are only open in the summertime, and since we went in September, they were closed. But we thought the family pool was a great option. It was beautiful, not too crowded, and we had beautiful weather. And it was just a really nice place to hang out and relax. Not too far from the pool was some wildlife that they keep on grounds. So we learned a little bit about the birds and the ducks that they have there on site, and that the mallards are a little bit of a bully. In fact, we saw one in action. Those come and go as they please, and they pretty much get a free ride when it comes to food. I think they're just taking advantage of an early retirement. We didn't see much of the turtles until the sun came out. And I believe they like to sunbathe just as much as we do. We got to see lots of fish, and they had flamingos. Imagine that. Seeing the wildlife was pretty cool, especially at feeding time. There were a couple of coffee shops on site. If you have to have your morning coffee, just be aware that there's probably going to be a line early in the mornings. They offer delicious pastries and muffins as well. One of the restaurants on site was called Carlos and Charlie's. They offered indoor and outdoor seating, and let's face it, the weather was awesome, so we were sitting outside. Their happy hours from 2 to 6 every day. Then let's check out what I believe is one of the biggest gems right outside the property. I called it a little mini strip off the Strip. It's located between the Flamingo and the Link and goes from the main strip to the Ferris wheel. They have a Starbucks if that's your preference of coffee, lots of different restaurants, which we'll get to some here in a minute, a few different bars, and if you have a sweet tooth, trust me, you won't go without. Our favorite breakfast place ended up being called none other than the Favorite Bistro. We liked it so much that we ate there 3 out of the 4 mornings we were there. Like most places, they offer indoor and outdoor seating. Thankfully, we never had to wait long for a table. The service was fantastic, and here's a brief look at their breakfast menu. I absolutely loved the Elvis. It was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich taken to a whole new level with bacon and bananas and homemade whipped cream. The breakfast burrito was a combination of eggs, chorizo, cheese, breakfast potatoes, hot sauce, and sour cream. And this house special was enough for 2. A Bloody Mary topped with beef sliders, chicken wings, bacon, fried pickles, and onion rings. And just in case you forgot their name, they reminded you on their cappuccinos. And who doesn't love In-N-Out Burgers, which is directly across the way? And don't worry, their prices are just like all the other In-N-Outs. And next door, for a late night snack, we had some brick oven pizza by the slice. It was around $10 per slice, and I loved the pepperoni and jalapeno. They also have an ice bar, but there is a cover charge. I cannot say enough about Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips. I figured it would be just an average fish and chips place, but clearly I have never eaten at a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. The fish was perfectly flaky and light. The sauces we chose were curry and mango, Southwest Ranch, and Gordon's signature tartar. They all paired very well with the fish. We got our chips, dirty number 2, which was truffle, Parmesan, chives, and parsley, and it was so delicious. Then let's head over to Margaritaville, which is located on the corner of the actual strip and the strip we've just been talking about. We got a plate, or should I say mountain of nachos that was delicious, but I forgot to get a picture. And they had a nice tribute to Jimmy Buffett. In the mornings, we would take a nice walk, and here are some of the hotel and casinos that were within walking distance. They had some pretty amazing artwork to admire as well. A nice boardwalk in front of Treasure Island. And who doesn't love Dunkin' Donuts, especially after a nice walk? Dunkin' Donuts is located right outside the Flamingo on the Strip, and they had my absolute favorite, Boston cream. The donuts were fresh and melted in our mouths. Then let's head over directly across the street to Caesar's Palace. I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems like it's the biggest hotel and casino in Vegas. Lots and lots of shops and great places to eat. We chose Carmine's Italian restaurant, which is pretty famous in New York, so we decided to give it a try. It did not disappoint. When they say family size, they mean like bring the whole family. 6 of us shared this Caesar salad, and we still had leftovers. They do bring bread to your table, but we still chose to get the garlic cheese bread, stuffed artichokes, and we decided on 2 pasta dishes. The cheese ravioli was my absolute favorite. You can definitely taste the quality of homemade pasta. And just in case you forgot anything, there is a CVS right around the corner. And I don't think you can come to Vegas and not eat at a Guy Fieri's restaurant. Yep, we'll be getting some of those. It was nice inside, but we couldn't resist eating outside with the weather being so beautiful. We all wanted to try everything, so this is what we got for the table to share. The queso corn dip and those mouth-watering trash can nachos. I guess in Vegas, the Bloody Marys are always served with a ton of food on top. The potato fried crispy chicken sandwich, served with spicy mayo. The OG Ringer Burger with Guy's bourbon brown sugar barbecue sauce. And the Holy Guacamole Burger with Applewood smoked bacon. And yes, the kitchen was spotless too. Now let's head on over to the Bellagio. Even if you never stay here, you definitely need to take a walk through. With its elegant decor and soothing music, it is a great way to relax for part of your day. The blown glass up above in the lobby is breathtakingly beautiful. And I cannot say enough about this beautiful large room right off the lobby, filled with fresh flowers and a beautiful setting. Not only did it smell wonderful, but the whole decor is something to look at. The details put into this were just absolutely breathtaking. Someone said they change this out about 4 or 5 times a year with the change of season. I think I'll need to come back later in the year. Right around the corner was the cutest little cafe, serving all kinds of pastries, chocolate-covered strawberries, gelato, salads, sandwiches, you name it. And never forget the desserts. They also had both sweet and savory crepes, which we decided to indulge in. Nutella was the choice of our sweet one, and for savory, we went with the Green Goddess, which included some veggies and smoked Gouda. And don't miss the water show at the Bellagio. I believe it runs every 30 minutes. We decided to Uber down to the Excalibur because it was quite a hike. We wanted to check out the restaurant Dick's Last Resort. And if you are easily offended, this is probably not the place for you. And yes, we are all wearing paper hats with some pretty vulgar thoughts of what they have of us, I guess. But seriously, it's all in good fun, and we had a lot of laughs. Probably not a place for young children, though. Overall, we thought the food was average, except clearly the barbecue nachos were a big hit. But this restaurant is definitely more for entertainment. Then we headed next door to the Luxor. They had a few attractions going on like the Titanic, but we were there to see Carrot Top. I wasn't sure exactly what to expect, but we were all pleasantly surprised. Within about 10 minutes, our cheeks hurt so bad from laughing. Of course, once we got in, no photo or video. If you love comedians, I believe you will love this show. I guess that's why he's been around 20 years in Vegas. So if you found this video helpful and want to check out our other travels, please subscribe and see where in the world we are headed next.